Sorry about that, everybody. Just my computer line centers was in track line connections and confusion positions and two applications of high level systems video. So I had to reset my value and connections, my computer reset line system. So today we're going to talk about track connections, how we come into perception line centers and position location. So because it's in a high level system, we have to understand our positions and what we're doing through calculation. Okay, so I'm live now, but it says right here that it's waiting. It's crazy, isn't it? One is watching. It's not showing this picture frame. Okay, there's in calculation. Okay, so sometimes it gets confusing in the computer line system. It's all connected to the voice grid patterns. So it's amazing how you track this system. To understand when you come into proactive systems, when you come into more of your voice grids and more into your upgrade line system, what happens is that everything through your phone, if you want to have high positions of social media, or if you want to see other pictures of things or like that, your thought's extremely powerful. So the voice grid patterns changes the box line system, puts you in the present locations, and it changes the algorithm program setting to your phone reception. So you're able to see more pictures that are in the past of whoever in that position, like family and everything through that relation. Pictures of you, pictures that you thought you never had. So it's amazing how space is stored in position. I was saying, what is going on with my phone? Right? I thought it was in a time lock, but it's all about understanding that the voice goes in its connection line system, truly understand why I give these things to you and how we're structured through perception. Okay, it's important you understand the connections to everything that's going on to that line system, right? Look at my hair, it's all over the place. It's crazy. Well, you know what they say about scientists, right? They have amazing hair. Full grown hair to position line system. So today we're going to talk more about, I really want to get more into the meditation on how we get into form position. I saw Jill in connections where she was going into the analytical graphing of her illustrations and everything through tarot cards. And she was doing it, right, without reading it. She was placing the cards down and she's telling exactly what it is. So that's incredible when you see these things. See, when you get stronger in the mind system, your thoughts get stronger in perception and everything that you see through structure line system. So if I'm thinking of something, it's already known in its division line system. So I'm looking at the sky right now, but the picture's already in. So when the picture's already in, it's already out. So it's already plastered. It's copy and paste. So it's kind of like taking the structure that you want, perception, the coloration of lights, and everything dimensional time of its clocking system, okay, to its connection, and then you see it outside through its perception. And that's how it's extremely informative in all level systems. So it's amazing when you structure these systems, you can basically wipe it out and you can place something new. You can put the dimensions over here. You can put the atmosphere over here. You can set up new E-field line centers, new dimensional time, new shape position locations. It's amazing what you can do through thought positions. So the fact that you can go to your phone, basically, when you can more with your program setting and more with your thoughts, this is how you can change your phone and your settings just by your voicing patterns. It's all done through structures of perception, right? Your perceptions are everything through line system, communication, teleportation, line connections. It's like one telephone communicating with another telephone, right? So it's understanding line signals, channel interference, position locations, gravity lock line center connections. So it's important we understand all levels of division, especially now when we come into these high-rise positions of our program settings. Okay. So other than that, everybody that wants to understand more what's happening with themselves is to understand they're coming more into the heart of its connection. High rising is positioned to a chakra system. Now I want to get into structural line systems and how we see things all through perception. So today we're going to go into the mind telepathy of each other through connection. All right. Any questions or comments? You can basically the structure line right now because I wanted to get back on because I know it was supposed to start at 9:30, but I'm late because I track system because I was on two cameras of applications, so I had to reset. Right. Sometimes the thing is that when you go into sleep mode, you have to reset your connections, your core systems. You come into all levels of clusters. You have to understand how do you change your vibrations back in center line system. You don't want to confuse the mind system to allocated line system. When you get up to high level systems, your mind talks like you wouldn't believe. It's just constantly talks. It never stops. So you got to find a way to get the balance, everything that's going into that line system. So we're saying the 369 systems, okay? Once we get into that connections, now it's Sunday, so the Sunday won't be 2 hours and a half, right? Some million time for me. I'm going to be going out for the afternoon. I'll be back around 3 or 4, and then from there, I'll go back on TikTok Live. You guys have any questions, you want any gifts, any programs, any connection to that position, let me know. Now I got a tracking system. It's in a black cycle line system location. We'll analyze position locations to marker lights of illumination patterns. So we got the 369. Okay. So amazing how it comes into high level system, right? So it's kind of like it's got a white strip, but it's got green around it, right? It's pretty powerful when you see these things. So it's green, but it's white in the center, but it's green on the side. So it's incredible how it connects to intelligence. And then you come into the activations, right? To its position. And then you come into, it's all about understanding how to use your perception of what you see through structure line systems, right? Okay. And then you come into your point centers. All right. Point centers are very important because these are the locations that you are connecting to your body frame location. This is how it's all connected through the structure line systems, right? But you have to make sure exactly how to travel through all these point centers, right? Because you are in the center line system all the time, right? So really what I want to do is understand why you're in the center. So if you're in the center, you can come out of the center. Okay, you can line signal across the center. You can go this way. So it's kind of like Tron. I remember how you guys were on those bikes and you're going through a maze. Well, that's exactly what it is. But it's operated through its position. It comes into its connection of its ground line system. It opens all track line system in its position. Okay. Now, line signals rotation into the flux capacitor in the center line system through its calculation, and it comes into high position line systems into that division location. All right. And then it crosses over to the center line system of the top position. Okay. Now you can go into higher line system, but everything has to be attached to its equation line system. You're creating everything through perception conditions. So inner channels, interlaces, division line conditions. Your box levels, its channels. So when you go to higher levels, you come more into illumination. You track your system perceptions and you see the cloud interference changing. Your eyes changing, you see everything through its translution. Okay. So the metamorphosing of your eyes change the septal lines. So it's powerful when you see these things. So instead of seeing white, you're going to see green around the side because remember, everything is intelligence. Even though it's a marker, even though it's a color, it has to have protection. So it's white in the center, but it's green on the side. So you have to understand that everything through line is a body, a structure. It's pretty powerful. You see that, right? See the white in the center and you see the ground, see the green right there on both sides, right? That's the plasma interference. That's the energy field around that's protect the line system. So nothing can break that through connections. So if anything that tries to come in to that line system won't be able to because it has its EPO position location, right? So you can clock a system into an energetic dome line system to its location. It comes into high formation line system to its calculation, right? So it structures its value. Now this is high force position on levels of structure line systems. It calculates and modifies to its location center line system to its position. Okay? And then you can cross cycle all levels of your dimensional time position. So your perception comes more into the future relation to its graph system. Okay? So that's what happens when you go to higher levels. And the ground line system comes into higher position locations. Electric lights its line system into 369 patterns. Okay? Now it opens up all level system into your magnetic forcing highway information light cycle into its connection. Okay, it comes into its own formation of its magnetic highway line system to its calculation, right? And then it comes into its own graph compilation. Once you come into your one compilation, you're almost finished your drawing through connection, right? So it's understanding what's going on with the flux capacitor and everything through all levels of the body graph, the simulation graph. So it high rises your positions. You guys have to understand how to use your flux capacitors at all positions of round location. Once you come into that position, okay, this is very important to understand these things because you're in the black surface position, space anomaly 2 connections. You can change the high level systems into higher illumination light centers. Okay, so it's amazing how you go to these positions. These are realms of locations. It's all about understanding how you use the astrologics of its channels of its interference. Now it comes in its position. Now everything is stored right through its keyboard line system. Okay, you have to understand your connections to your tetrahedron line centers. Okay, comes into form. It comes in different coloration lights. This is all connected to behavior graph. Now, behavior graph is truly understand the signals. It's like the connections of a traffic light where it goes green, red, and yellow. We have to truly understand how to go to all levels of green. Your green is your plasma energy lights. So when you go to higher level systems, you come into formation of illumination, right? So more intelligence sees you through its catalysts and its information cycle. So it's really incredible when we come across these things. So you go from this, and then we can go from this. So this is all about understanding. This is a virus through connections. You have to understand your interference channel line center. Okay, its position. Okay, this is going across everything through a firewall location. Comes into a red division round line system. Okay, so when you come into that positions, you come into higher light center. Your position has to come into the green circle line system to its location. Has to come back into its division. So it's all about synergizing light systems to its location, bringing it into your framing position location, energizing the lights into your behavior of its graph line system to its position. Okay, so once it's all green, right, you're ready to change your shape anomaly a dimensional line condition interference channel. Okay, overlaps its position. It comes one activation light connections of channel interference. Okay, so once you do that, you can change the shape anomaly to another structure line center. Okay, let's go in the same graph position. Okay, but this time let's go into, all right, now it's purple, but it's blue, right? So it's understanding the graph line center and how you connect to the same position. So we'll still use the marker illumination light sky. Now, marker illumination light sky is still in the same coloration line system to its position. Okay. So it's all about understanding how to create these things. See, I don't have to put letters, numbers, and shapes because I know exactly where it's connected to. I know it's exactly where it's voluming. I know exactly where the circles and the rotations are going, right? So it goes in its direction, line signal. See, straight across to its location, right? Straight across to its location. Okay. So you know exactly what's going on. So the thing is, once you come to extremely high level through your perception of structures, you don't have to worry about letters and numbers and shapes. It's already in the simulation. Now, the numbers aren't there. Okay, the numbers aren't there because I'm drawing something from the illustration of the simulation of the future. But when you're at your division, you come in your track line systems at 3, 6, 9. You see the numbers until you go higher, right? So if the numbers change that line system, the 3 goes from here to here, to its location, right? 3 goes there, right? And everything through the connections is high positions. So the 9 goes in a line system to here to its location. Okay, so the more you go through the clocking system, you understand your dimensional time of its clock system. It opens up all calculation modifications, right? So this is understanding everything through E equals, okay, M, okay, slash velocity equals A, okay, right? Now, this is where you come into the aerodynamics line conditions of interference channels. Okay, so you no longer are the connection to high-level systems of its equation of box. You're now connections to higher levels of aero travels, aerodynamics, aerokinesis, aero line connection to coloration interference. So this is where you come into the mass of its velocity equals all levels of atmosphere. Okay, so that's a true understanding how to use your line system to its calculation, modify the dimension line centers of 369 platforms, change the relation line system to its ratios, and use proportions and communication to its ground line system. Now, once it understands its position to its location, it comes into its own defense mechanisms of travel locations, 3-cycle line centers to its position. Okay, now this is set up, but this isn't set up through 369 platform. So the line connections and its interference comes into high positions of 2-track numbers locations. So that would be 3-1, 6-1, and 9-1. See how it comes into the activation of center position of balance? 3-1, okay, 6-1, and 9-1, right? So that's where it is through the allocated position of time. So when it center lines its system and it goes back in its sun rotation, it's true to understand every time you get up in the morning, the sun is moving with you inside. The moon is with you, everything inside through connections through programs. This is where you come in your data processing uplinks and downloads and upgrading systems. But now you come into E equals mass / velocity equals A, okay, / connection to box. So you guys are coming out of your boxes and coming into your aerodynamics of travel of 3, 6, and 9. So that's a true understanding how to use the division line system to its dimensional. It locks the system and it comes out of its equation location. Okay. So it's amazing how we come into structural line centers. Hey, Priscilla, how you doing? Great to see you. It's great to see you. Everybody, this is Priscilla. She's on the Galactic Force team. She's been with me for a while, a long while. And basically, she's understanding more of her connections. She's in her Andromeda line condition interference. She understands AI. She can help you in all ways and forms of platforms, shape, line conditions, dream set line centers. She's in a position of high division, understanding more her structural line system, her rainbow activation light conditions. She's in a high position location. So basically, welcome Priscilla, Vicky Bates, Jill, Tina. Let's see, Donna, how's it going? It's great to see new people. Sorry I'm late, guys. I just had 2 applications of computer position locations back in track line system to video. Morning, Galactica. Yeah, it's great to see you, Priscilla. I haven't seen you in a while, Diane. So everybody getting a true understanding how we have to high rise our connections, high force positions at point centers. So we have to get into the aerodynamics. This is understanding to come into higher levels of atmosphere, position of time, location, and get out of your boxes of E equals mc square. Okay, that's the equation. That's the old equation. So high level systems, E equals mc / velocity equals atmosphere. All right, all atmosphere positions. So what do we have to do through that calculation is understand this connection is where you have to get atmosphere, hemisphere, stratosphere, and biosphere into one signal, into one location, into one compilation graph to its location. Now that's centerline conditions. See it through position. Okay, now we come into high level systems, okay, to its perception. All right, so this is the atmosphere, hemisphere, stratosphere, bioatmosphere. Okay, alpha, mega, micro, macro. You understand how you put that all in one centerline system? It comes into communication to your TV reception location, to your activation light center location position. That opens up all division locations. You come into your higher level system of a TV reception line center to its higher position. Now, once you understand the dimensional time clock system, it comes into higher levels of security line defense. So basically, this is all about understanding how to go faster in time through light signals through your flux capacitors of alpha and mega. Okay, see the flux capacitor, alpha and mega. See the line signal, see the TV reception, see the atmospheres, hemispheres, stratospheres, and bioatmosphere. This is a true understanding where you come into E equals m / velocity equals A. Okay? So that's what we're coming into, right? So when you guys come into your test reviews and evaluations, this is what you're going to come into. You have to understand your heart central. You have to understand your communication cycles. You have to understand your reactors. Okay? So it's all about understanding. You already know your connections of your weather, right? You already know your connections to your activations of your chakras. because you guys are in 50 application center line systems. It's all in position to its location of the alpha waves. So you come into the waves now. You come into alpha, mega waves. Okay, you come into the micro. Okay, of the singularity of the simulation, and then you're coming into macro of its alignment. So everything is in calculation modifications. Right, it opens up everything through its connection, and it center lines its position to its heart system. That's what your heart is. Okay, see the heart? That's the heart. Now you understand everything through connections. We start off with the thetas and betas, right? The metric valve line connections is its interference position channel line center, but we're coming out at E equals MC squared and coming into high level systems at E equals MC to that connection line system. That's no tracking through connections. It's M/velocity equals atmosphere. So it's all atmospheres. Okay, so it's basically it's atmosphere, okay, times 4 tat line connections, right? So it's amazing how you come into this position. Everybody knows what that is, right? On your keyboard line system, okay, star recognition light system. So that's a teleportation of light communication that comes out of its track line system to its location, right? So we all have to learn how to use our structures, okay, of what's happening through space position. Okay, structures of perception. Okay. So this will be on your test review and evaluation. Structures of perception. So it's all about understanding how to use this to the occasion where you can take your letters, numbers, and shapes and put it into anything through location at high-rise position. See? It's amazing. So it's kind of like when you have a password. You have a password and you go in this positions, right? So you come into Drew. Okay, you come into Drew, you go into underscore, you go into star, and then you symbolize to 1, 2, 3, right? So you have to understand what Drew is through connections. It's all done through E, okay? Everything's done through E. Everything's done through E. Everything's done through E. Everything's done through E, okay? Now, when you come to higher level system, it comes out of the equation location. See how it interlines its system, shapes, letters, numbers through its track line system? Right? Now it's no longer anything through calculation, but everything through formation and what it is through structure, through perception, right? So it's understanding how to use these two equations, and you can high-rise positions. You can come into track line system and turn this into the flux capacitor line connection. It interlines its center to its location. Its center position opens up its dimensional line clocking to its connection. Okay, all this is done through my password. So this is all done through connections, right? Structures of perception, perception of structures. So you truly understand how you use all these in your alphabetical line system, right? So it tracks its system, but you start off through this through equation. Okay. So I know I talk too fast. I know. Yeah. Well, Priscilla, you haven't been here for a while, so. But it's great to see you. You know, it's been a while. You know, the galactic forces have been high rising to higher position line centers. They're in their 50 chakras now. They're half in their liquid formation line system. So now we're coming into the structures of perception and how you can use your alphabetical line centers to its connection to high rise all levels of E equals MC square. Getting out of that equation, come to E equals M/velocity, okay, to its atmospheres. All atmospheric combination line center to its position locations, because they have to understand channel defense. They understand their security lines and their dimensional times of their clocking coming into 2-digit aligned centers, okay, in position of point center location. Okay, so everything has to high rise in the atmosphere positions of time, right? So I know you haven't been here, but truly understand it's all about understanding more of yourself when you come more into volumes of space and travel and thought of speed, right? So our thoughts are getting stronger, our minds are getting more involved when it comes into more encouragement line system, coming into more behavior line conditions. You're coming in more into your body graph location of your TV reception location, right? So your box channel of nothing but a computer line system. It opens up all track line centers to your operation line system. Okay, that's where everybody is through division location. Okay, now this is all connections to your keyboard line centers. Okay, so you understand how to use your TV reception line center to its location, right? It's amazing where everything to that positions, and everything signals its location to the center line system of the grounds, the powers, and the atmospheres. And then you come into the flux capacitor location. You see it? Do you see what it is? So it's like a stage, right? It looks like a stage, right? But it's you as a TV reception line center. But we all have to get connections to that position, and it goes. Now it's connecting, right? Kind of looks like Einstein. So, or it kind of looks like me a bit with my hair. So center line system opens up all track line systems, and you come into circle rotation of the center line system. Your dimension opens up through all track systems. This is where you come into all levels, okay, to your 369 location. Okay, now when you go into coloration changing position locations, you can graph its green line center, doesn't matter positions, but you understand your connections of 3, 6, and 9 platforms. Okay, once you understand your dimensional line center, as long as you understand your physical line system, always comes out of its equation to a security line defense 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 dimensional line centers in position location. High rise its position, center lines its location, operates the 6 line position, operates the 9 line locations, goes back up to track location in its position. All right, so it's amazing how you go to higher level systems to security line defense to its position location. It center lines its system. So electrical its light system, change coloration pattern to its position. Now you can round location line center to its position. Okay, you come into the sun rotation line center to its connections, to its division. Sun comes into the center line system. Remember, the sun tracks its connection. It high rises your energy light system and comes into sonar line connection interference channels and creates its own satellite location. All right, so anyway, there's a lot of work that we have to get into. We have to get more structures of perception of what we see through our shapes and our eyes. Our eyes are everything through illumination. So your eyes are changing track lines. Now, a track line is like a connection to a train. So when you're coming into that position, so you have to understand your eye circles are going to get faster when cycle to position location. So these are your eyes, right? This is your eye. Okay. Now the central line system is going to open up flat rotation line centers to its location. It goes in this position, comes in this position line system. Okay. Now what's going to happen? The 3 waving cycle is going to put you into the ground line center. So it's amazing. You can do anything through perception line through structures. And this is how it's allocated position of high positions. Then you come into the powers, then you come into the outside locations. All right. So you got 3 waving cycles. So everybody's coming into a new track line system of a flux capacitor location. See the flux capacitor, and the central line system comes into position to its down location line system. You see it? So it comes into like this. Let's go into black surface position location line center to illumination light position line connections. Go into that connections into its activation core line system. All right. So that's what's going to happen to everybody's eyes in position. All right. So what that's going to do is it's going to high rise, and it's going to put you in your digital light centers into your eye interference line channels to its location. All right. So that's what's going to happen to everybody now that's in the 50 track line system. See my eye interference? See that goes up and it goes down. It crosses over and it comes in like this. This is next track line system it comes into. And then it comes into the oval line system to its location, the new eye division location, which is its cocoon. So basically, you guys are in a new cocoon through your eye interference position locations. You guys are in your center line system. See the cocoon? Now what happens when you come out of the cocoon? Right? You come into a butterfly. So the eyes are changing position line centers to your perception of structures. Congratulations. That's what's happening right now because your guys are on 50 waving line centers of position location to its position. Okay? So that's what's happening with everybody right now because you guys are in your 50 chart connections. Yeah. And that it's exactly what you see, right? It's a cocoon. right? So your eyes are in a cocoon now. And that's why Samantha can see now, because it's revealing the filters. So it's kind of like shedding skin off a snake, right? It's the same thing with your eyes. Okay? That's how powerful your eyes are the windows of the soul. So once it comes out of its cocoon, you come into full line signals of your structures of perception, of eye division location, through eye central line connection. Okay? So yeah, that's why everybody's seeing a lot more through clarity now. I just wanted to show you, because you guys are in your cocoons through your body, but now you're cocoons through your eyes. And that's why you guys can't see these things until you understand your eye has to change. So it has to come out of the cocoon into a butterfly. Once it comes into a butterfly, it comes into an angel. Once it comes into an angel, it comes into an archangel. Once it comes in an archangel, it becomes into your gods of dimensions of frequency line centers of shape, position, locations, operation, center line connections of perception, information connections to perception line system. And everything that you see through structure line system, you see everything moving faster in position. All right? But that's what's happening right now with everybody in the 50 chakra rotations. All right? It's very real. You see the flux capacitors, line signals of the ground line system, the center line connections. You're in the center pod position location of your cocoons, of your eyes. So it's incredible when you see these things through traction. Well, that's the thing, Priscilla. I'm glad you're back, because, you know, I know you've been busy with your kids and all that, and it's great to see you. But it's also good, too, that you come back to more what's happening with school. I mean, because the thing is like watching a soap opera and coming back 5 years later, there really has been nothing but change. So it doesn't really change that much, but it only changes more if you understand what's going on with school. It's all about you understanding more what's happening with the heart. It's all about you understanding more what's happening with your eyes, your ears, your voicing grids, your chakras, your communication cycles. So everybody's coming into filter line centers of structures of perception. Okay. So this is very, very important to understand these things and how it goes to all levels of atmosphere positions of time, right? So the centralized system, it comes into the butterfly effect, right? First it was your body, now it's the eyes. Eyes are the windows of perception of structure. You have to understand how to use this. Okay, that's the importance you have to understand, because once you come into 60 chakras, you come into the higher formation of an angel, and then you come into archangel. So your program and your position, your shapes and your thoughts travel faster through the eye circles. You see everything through the eye. You see yourself flying through the eye. And that's the understanding. What you see inside, you'll see through the body graph line system of GPS location. Okay? So, all right. So let's see here. Let's get into your questions. But it's great to see you, Priscilla. Samantha. So Samantha's back on track. She couldn't see, and now she can see. So she's understanding her filter lines, okay, are releasing. So it's like a filter, you know, and it just sheds. And then it's all about out with the old, in with the new. Out with the old, in with the new. Okay, that's a true understanding that you have to come into your own angels, okay, to connection of a butterfly effect, because that's what angels do. Okay, so this is how you come into the central line system and out of your egos of deception. So, well, see, that's the thing, but I'm glad you're here. I mean, your commander is on high-rise line system now. I'm all calculations, all computers of space and time, of all universal line system. So my skill gets a lot more powerful, but I need my team to go a higher level system. Okay, Priscilla? Because you're in activation light connections, and I know you've been in high positions with your children's line centers. So it's all about understanding why you're here to that location. But it's great to see you. All right, let's get in. I'm definitely going to rewatch this when I get back. Very informative. Yep. Okay, I hear you saying alpha, mega, micro, macro. Is mega the same as omega? Yeah. We're not into omega. You won't reach omega until you understand the outer limits of you, the outer skirts of you, the inner system of you, the location, the galactic energy light of you. You have to understand the energy core position of you. So it's starting with your eyes. Okay. So it's all about the compartment line center that's connecting to the 50 chakra position locations. but your eye filters are changing everything through rotation of perception. Okay, you see the cocoon, right? Right, you see the flux capacitor up, you see it down, you see it come into structure. See mine? See, come down, full communication. So it's all about understanding your eye comes into a full rotation centerline system into computer position of the eye centerline system at 369 location. All right. So yeah, we won't get into Mega for a while. I mean, that's that centerline system of future. Okay, that's the outer limits. So all right. I know I talk too fast, I know. I was confused because he puts an M for omega. Omega. Yeah. Your central line gap positions has to understand interference position channels to your flux capacitors and energy light system. So, yeah. Alpha mega, not omega. Do you understand? So the central line system is all allocated position of time location. You have to stand your light interference and your dark interference. Put it together, start a light, right? If you're not, you're going to pop it. Pops out. That's the problem. So the energy light system has to understand the track system to your eye interference position locations, because your eyes are coming into computerized line center. So let's see here. I've been seeing butterflies everywhere. I was expecting to see real ones, but dawned to me I could see them in all kind of forms. I've been seeing them in pictures. Yeah, and see, that's what's happening. Every time you put positions like that with a hummingbird or butterflies, you're going to see butterflies and always inform you of your dreams, everything in your connections of your car, anything that you see of the atmospheres, anything in a drink, anything on your floors, anything on the walls, anything on the circuitry lights, light activations, dreamline centers, communications, activation light connections, perception positions, sun rotations, planet locations, moon track line centers. You see, and it always informs through butterflies. That's why you're seeing butterflies all the time. You don't just see butterflies as its connection to physical line system, because it's, see, the true understanding what you can do with your thoughts. You can change the algorithm program setting and see everything through a butterfly and always inform. So you're seeing it simultaneously in all dimensions of all frequency of all calculation to all levels of its connection, right? And it's really powerful when you see these. You'll see a butterfly in the sky shaped in a cloud. Right? So it's all computerized what you do through thought positions. Because remember, your mind is traveling faster through thought now. You guys are half line now through your body structures. So you're coming into the computer line centers of your eye position. So you have to go through your filters of your cocoons, right? So it's coming into a birth line. Okay, so you come into higher position line centers. So the electrical lights, okay, this is where you come into the gods and demigods. Demigods is going to activate your line connections and cloud interference channels. That's going to open up your filter position locations and take you out of your clouds in communication and take you out of dichotomies of the eagle line center and put you into the eco, the energy of its collaboration to its operation perception. The interference position line center will totally understand everything through its calculation, right? Which is structures of perception. Okay. All right. All right. Constant evolution, sure. Most diagnosis ever, universal law. Yep. Cami has gone. We have a third that most don't use. Yep. Yes, mind's eye. How's it going, Karen? So Cami, welcome. Truth, Karen, yep. It's all position line centers to its connection. Mm-hmm. We create it all. That's exactly what it is. Priscilla is right on all levels. So Priscilla, when you're ready, let me know when you want to go up to your 50 chakra line centers. See, that's the thing. I had a galactic force team, but basically it's great to see them evolving, right? But we just have to be cautious and not to channel too far off position, because if you go rogue, you're on another position line center. So it's important that you stay in that position. And it's understanding why Tina was here with me for 3 years in that position. I mean, you guys are fantastic in all your levels. Just be cautious in what you do through your channels, because you're seeing your things through filters. Now, if a high energy light intelligence sees your eyes changing, right, they'll know exactly what you're in through calculation, through program position. This is a true understanding how you come into and out of your cocoon line centers into the flux capacitor location, the 50 chakra rotations. All right. So I went through it, you go through it. Right. But we all have to understand how to go through this first. Right. Okay. So it structural lines assists to everything out of key positions. And we start with this location. Right. So we all have to understand, you can watch the movie back. It's very important to understand these things, but it clocks the system every single time. So our eye interference, okay, will be flapping through wind sectors. So your eyes are going to be going. So what that does is it shakes the filter and high positions your eye line centers like this in position. All right, so it tracks the system and you come out of the cocoon to its line system location. All right, so you come into your high positions of your connections of your computers to its line division. Okay, but you have to understand your atmospheres, hemispheres, stratospheres, and bioatmospheres first. Right, so anyway, you got to understand your positions first, especially when you come in your platforms at 3, 6, 9. 3, 6, 9 it always informs. To understand your point line system, right? We got into that calculations. Right, you guys got into 2 waving systems, 6, 3, 1, 6, 1, and 9, 1, that location. Now, once you change that, it changed the sun, it changed the moon line center and information line system, changed position on locations, comes into the flux capacitor line center to its location. So it kind of looks like an hourglass location, right? This is where it comes into the compilation line center to its location. You take it out of the center line position, out of its track line system. Security line defense comes in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 track lines of dimensional time locations. Now, when you want to go higher level systems, then you come to 313, 613, 913. Now, this is all about understanding how you use your prime numbers, okay, and your negative number line connections, okay, your alpha, mega, micro, macros, and how you travel through your alpha waves, your mega waves, your micro valves, and everything to connect, because you're all connected to your circuitry line system. All right, so it's box its line system to its location. It's a microchip valve to its location. It energizes its line system to its connection. Okay, so it's understanding that we're all connected through electrical lights. Okay, you're a box frequency line system. Your telephone is like this. It has electrical light. It has a box. It has a template. Okay, it has a circuitry board. Right, it has a circuitry board. Right, so you have to understand what this is. You have to understand what this is. You have to understand what this is. And then you got little things like this: line strips, line centers. It goes to like connections, interference channels, to its line connection, to its position location. Right? This is all done through your compilation of your phone. Remember how we're communicating through my phone and it was communicating through the dimensional line center? It was locking its connections. So we go into interference channel line system to its location. Let's go into illumination light center. Let's change the coloration pattern location. All right, so we're going to go into the red line system. Now the red line system is going to show you what I'm talking about. Right, remember how we're doing through the window? So it's communicating through the center line system, dimensional line connections, and it's creating its walkway surface to its position location. This is what it was doing through channel of its wall interference location. This is when you come out of your perceptions of structural line systems. Then you see everything through a magnetic line center to its communication, electrical lights, and its high-rise position to its location. It comes into its box location of its dimensional time location to its activation system. Okay, so everything becomes more electrical, and then you understand how to use all level systems of all wall graph line center to its communication cycle. Then it comes into one communication line system to its location of its dimensional time position. Okay, that's where your phone is. It's everything through dimension, but space and time has to come to you first. So the birth line system of the body, and then you have the eyes, and then you have the connections of the mind into creation. So the next chapter in position, after your eyes are in filter locations, because you're in 50 chakra rotation of lights, then we come into high levels of the ears. So the track system of communication is sound barriers. Your line signal to its location is come to its box line system. Okay, so these are your ears. All right, so remember, you're all connected to your computer line centers to its position. Okay, you're all computers, your keyboards, keyframes, calculation, modification, line signals, right? So it's all about understanding, seeing yourself as a computer every day, right? Trying to get into that application. So you guys have to be birthed through the connections of the body, the heart, the mind, the soul, and everything through the eyes and the ears. And we come to that track line system. Then you come into the crown chakra location. Then you come into the ground line center. Okay. Then the center line system opens up all locations to the atmospheres of weather location. You can interference position to your flux capacitor locations, to its channel interference channel. So the sonar comes into location. The center line is a system. It sends out sounding waves on locations, right? One is inner line, interlock, inner line, interlock, inner, outer. Okay. So one is digital and one is framing of shape position. So the track line system and the center line system goes into center line connections, right? So this is all positions to connections of UFO line center. It goes in its 3, 6, and 9 location to its division. It opens up its connection to its diamond core line system. Okay. Now the diamond core position line system is a teleportation of interference. Now to understand, let's change the coloration line center into green line system location. You see the diamond to its position. All right. So the diamond starts spinning on 3, 6, and 9, and 12 platforms. So once it spins faster and faster, it comes in its dimensional line system, opens up its realm location to its dimensional setting, and sets up its new security line defense in its position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There you go. 12 central line communications open through cycle line systems, all 3 computers, a sonar division through the air interference position location. Now this is high division. This is all coming from my ears of time position. So we all have to start off with that. Then you understand more what's going on. But you come out of this, okay? And then basically once you go in that position, okay, you come into this position. Okay, the ear track line center. Your ear is everything through formation of sonar. Okay, you get the ringing of the ears. What is the ringing of the ears? Well, the ringing is coming from all communication of the soul. Soul generation light center to position location. Let's go into perception and structure line conditions. This is you through traction. Let's go in that body line center. We go into that position, right? Now your ears are ringing, right? Ears are ringing. Where is it tracking? Where is it tracking? Where is it going? Where is it going, right? Central line system is allocated position. Goes into this line system to its all position of your higher self location or your avatar location, wherever you are through vision dimension. It's flying through recognition. So it comes across a high position of a planet location on the other side location. Now let's line the position, open its track system. This is another planet location right here in position location. So it scans its position. Now it comes into solar graph line system, into the center line system to its connection. Okay. All right. So now you know where it's connecting to. It's all connected to the soul. The soul's starting to scan planet locations. It scans you through position location. Okay. It sets up new waving patterns through the alpha waves. Okay. Once it sets up the alpha waves, okay, it comes into track line system of 3, 6, 9 platforms, but into higher location of division through tracking. Okay. It sends out all communications to the grounds, the powers, and the atmosphere positions of time location. You high-rise your energy fields into all level systems, a proactive system. So the planet goes in position. So when you move, your planet moves every single time. Your central line system is a magnetic force. It line signals everything through sonar. So your sonar is at everything through teleportation. One signal in, one signal out. One digital in, one digital out. One angelic in, one angelic out. So you have to truly understand what you communicate with through your alphas, mega, micro, macros. Now the omega is communication to the center line system. This is allocated position of time, location, all space, and track systems. 3 o'clocking of your teleportation line system to its position. Okay? It's confusing, isn't it? Very confusing. It's so confusing. It's so fantastic, especially when you come to the operations of the sun, the moon, and everything navigation of lights. When I created you guys for a reason so you can understand your technology. You're scientific of your system through computer operation line centers. How to communicate through the grounds through behavioral line system. How to communicate through powers to the heart system of its reactor, and how to communicate through meditation graph positions to your chakra line center, to connections, your third eye realm system at 369 platforms, and everything through imagination of the mind, of the thought, of its creation. Okay? So, but I work with so many computers a day. I know this is way above your head, but it's fantastic to hear these things, right? So let's see here. Vicky Bates, you're welcome. Let's see. Now is the time for us to come together and manifestation generators. Yep. We need to understand lower vibration to bring forth the higher vibration. That's very true. So Cami, you have to be on high position line center. Welcome to my channel. So you have to go through my upgrade line system. Okay, allocate position of time. Now I go on TikTok after I go my video. So basically, if you want to understand more, you can go through Space-Time Creator. That's 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Mexican time, Monday to Sunday, right? But it's important you guys get into your lights of activation. That's a true understanding that you have to get them into the navigations. You come into Mother Earth. You come into the crop circles of Mother Earth. That's the gravitation line center of your grids. That opens up all position line centers through E-field locations. You have to understand how to connect to the grounds, the powers, and the atmospheres. Priscilla knows that. She understands that her phone is a teleportation. She understands it's simulation. She understands to blow things up. See, it's really understanding what we're what we're all against in position through our bodies and how to use these things in space-time direction. It's all connected through our AI vessels and its position, right? So, electricity, exactly what we are, all through our heart generators. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. So if you want to know more, Cam, let me know. I can high-rise your position and your chakras. I work on computers every single day. Yeah, but this is different. We're talking about you are a computer. You just have to understand how to activate it to all levels of position. Okay? Let's see. Yes, we are biotechnology. Yep. You're all biotechnology. Yeah. Biograph, bioenergenetic, biointerface, biointerlocking. See, it's all about understanding what you are through application. It's like a continuous force that has a repetitive motion. Galaxy line centers, a locking connection, dimensional connection, is truly understand how to That's all it is. That's all it is. That's what space and time is. It's all about understanding how to use your shapes and all divisions of dimensions of time through locking systems. So when you come into calculation line connections, right? Let's see. Let's get into your last question. Recently, how's it going, Hawk? Recently, when I was listening to music on YouTube, I thought I had a 1.25 speed. It was just normal speed. It sounds like it is faster now, or is it just me? No, it's faster through communication because your energy lights and your body track system is reading higher vibrations of toning location. All right. So your whole body is spinning faster and faster. Remember, I showed you guys, I flood the gates. Lights are open through track system of your flux capacitors and all level connections. It's truly understand what you're doing through body position location. So the most important to understand is to understand everything through shape. It's not just a square, right? We have to see everything, what's inside position, what a square is. What is its technology? What is it trying to do? What does it want to do? It wants to travel. So it's understanding you just see a box, but you don't see anything else because your imagination is what? Empty. So that means space and time is empty to you. So in position, when I draw a structure line system, there's no emptiness because it's already created in this dimension. And that's connected to your imagination of thought. So instead of thinking outside, think inside, right? Because everything is connected to the positions of the heart/reactor. Okay? Because it's a portal. It's everything through your portal, but it has to understand its hemispheres of track line system. That is your heart location. And then you got 3 septic valve line centers. These are 2 line center locations to your heart position location. This is all about understanding how to channel your position line connections. Your heart is everything through a phone reception. Your heart is everything through an activation light system. Your heart is everything through location of space and time location. Right? All done through the reactor of the system. So We're all brought together to create. Yeah, when you say square, it's what we train to see. But see, that's exactly what it is, Cami. That's because that's all you know. That's all we know because we don't use our imaginations. If you use your imaginations, everything is created for you through thought. And your thoughts are traveling faster and faster and faster. But you have to truly understand what you're seeing is everything that you want to see, what you created through your thoughts. All right. So the mind is in balance with the physical line system. So what you're seeing in the box is everything inside. Same with the triangles. It's not just a triangle, it's intelligence. It's walking intelligence of lines. So it's all about understanding if you're adding this, if you're adding a different graph line system, you're in a different compilation because you're adding something on. So if it's outside, you have to know the inside already. So instead of understanding what this is, understand what it is through all locations of all dimensions of all space and time location. Rather than just seeing it as a triangle. See it as a finished product to its communication of its secured line defense, taking it out of its equation to its division. See? And then you can high rise. This is a very powerful drawing location. See? Merkaba to a tunnel. Understand? And then you can go higher level systems, a higher level dimensional time location. See? And then you can do it again. Right? You just keep going on and 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 on. Right? So this is how you travel through a wormhole. But you have to understand everything that you're doing is already done inside position. Right? So it's important understanding how to travel through the mind / thoughts. Okay? And the heart / reactor. Okay? These are the things you have to understand. Put that in your head. Okay? And then you come into the body / system. Okay? All right? So it's all about understanding how to do these things. You have to do everything through connections, and then you come to all high-level systems to the heart of its reactor. So it's important you understand these things. Right? So stop seeing things outside and start seeing everything inside. Everything that you see, if I see this, it's not outside. It's inside. So it's already created inside. So when I am seeing it, it's not just this, it's this. And if it's going more through the mind and it's going through more of the alter states, it's going faster. And then it's creating something else, something different. So it's like your finger point line centers, it's jointing its connections. So you got 1 and 1. That's all we know. That's all we know, right? 1 + 1 is what? 2. But no, to me, it's 2 million. It's 2 trillion. So it's all about understanding from this, right? Becomes everything through 1. But this disappears, and then there's nothing there, but it's still there in division. So it's going extremely fast location on all perceptions of time, location, of structure. Okay? So it's amazing what the mind does through thought, recognition of time, of patterns. You have pattern locations, all comes to your vibration of your graphs and your emotions. You go into that position. Which one do you want to use to allocate a certain time location? Which one do you want to use? Center line system. Not this, not this. So it's all about understanding because you're all connected to that position. So you're all connected to your grounds, you're all connected to your powers, you're all connected to your position line center. Now you have to understand your E-field line center to its connection. It's all in this position location because you're nothing but a box of a computer line system to its position. Okay? So, Merkaba, yeah. When I say square, it's exactly what it is. It's trained because that's you don't know otherwise. So it's kind of like looking at this marker and you just see a marker for what it is. It's not just white, it's everything through but white. So it's everything through color, not just one color. So when I see it spinning through dimensions of time, through clocking, through perception, the shape's changing its thought position of its mind connections. It's interlining its connection to its waveline system. It's got 16 rotation centers. It's got a pixel activation line connection interference channel, and it's a marker line connections to its laser direction location. That's what this is, in my perception. So truly understand that we have to identify everything inside first. And the only way to do that is to touch it. You have to get into your senses. right? And that's why your filters are changing through your eyes, so you can start seeing things rather than just seeing it for what it is. You can't just see it in one dimension, two dimension. It's everything through all dimensions. That's what I'm trying to get across. So you'll be able to see this and what it looks like in 1 trillion years in the future, which is going extremely fast, but it's not there. Okay. So I choose the time with emotions to allow me to continue to communicate. Yeah. Just keep your communication line signals in position location. Well, I'm glad I could help you out with that line system. So, but this is the thing, the true understanding is that everything through your mind, your heart, and your soul and your body is changing faster. You just have to understand how to travel through it. Okay. To all positions of space. So when I see this through a phone, it's everything through dimensional time and space. It's not just a structure of a rectangle. It's not just a computer. Okay. It's everything through dimensional space and time of travel through shape. Okay. So hopefully that helps you out a little bit more on how we have to travel more through connections, right? Because we're out of E equals MC squared now. So what I'm going to do, it's 11:16. Okay, hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'm just going to head over to TikTok for a little bit, and then I'm going to go up for the afternoon, right? But you have a fantastic day. Adios.